I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. Joining me today is Jeff Denworth. He is co-founder at Vast Data. Jeff, it's wonderful to have you here. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Judy.
My pleasure. So we'll start off by talking about the company. Tell me about Vast. What's your mission and what problems are you trying to solve for?
Okay. So Vast was founded very early part of 2016, actually just about 10 days after OpenAI was founded, believe it or not, with a very simple mission, I think, which is to essentially simplify the way that organizations manage their data and accelerate their ability to get insights out of that data. And so the company came into the market basically with a unique approach to data storage. And is over time evolving that story to basically be like much more of a full stack data platform as opposed to just a storage system.
Okay, so talk to me about the company's business momentum.
Oh, well, that's pretty crazy. So, and I'd say it's really defied even the expectations that we had, which were pretty inflated in the early days. So, we announced earlier this year we're operating at a run rate of greater than $100 million of ARR. We've achieved that in less than 3 years' time. So, one of the fastest growing companies in the infrastructure space. The customer community, so we're roughly like doubling to tripling every year. And the customer community is organizations that manage large amounts of data. So the average selling price is actually pretty high. And because of that, we've managed to achieve this very unique mix of cash flow positivity and at the same time growing at a really accelerated rate for a company of our age.
All right, so AI, everyone's talking about it.
They are.
So tell me, how does AI fit into Vast? What's the role?
Well, if you think about it, data is really the fuel for AI. And being able to feed things like large language models or automotive self-driving training systems or things like this really is all powered by data. You have the right data, you feed these large machines and out comes intelligence, right? And so we saw this in the early days. We were watching companies like Uber and Facebook and Google do some really interesting things. We knew it was going to change the world. And through the process of selling since 2019, we've managed to capture the attention of some of the world's largest AI research organizations. So everything from the US government to some of the largest hyperscalers, some of the largest car companies. Today, in fact, we're announcing a partnership that we've created with a company called CoreWeave. So there's a number of very significant AI clouds that are starting to emerge that are a little bit more modern than the kind of classic cloud service provider model. These are organizations that are building tens of thousands of GPUs and single systems for single customers. And obviously all of this is fed by very, very data intensive infrastructure. So we've been really pleased to work with the CoreWeave team. We've got other AI clouds that we've already announced, like G42 in the UAE is another very significant deployment that we've done. And these continue on as we get more and more prominent in the market.
Mm-hmm. So talk to me about your markets. Who are your customers?
So the customers are really a mix. One of the things that we realize is that if you solve for some of the hardest challenges in the AI space, and you build in enterprise data management and enterprise data protection tools into the system, well, then what you can do is you can essentially go and sell a product into a large collection of markets because you've modernized beyond legacy infrastructure concepts. So outside of the market of AI large practitioners, we've got customers in the media space. Like for example, we a few weeks ago announced that Pixar is making their movies on our platform. We have customers in the life sciences space, people that are doing cancer research, genomic research, things like this, like the Allen Institute in Washington. Zoom, for example, is a customer, just a online communication platform. And so we've got many hundreds of customers across a number of different markets: life sciences, financial services, government, automotive, manufacturing, the list goes on.
All right. So Jeff, tell me, what's next?
Well, so what we've done is we've painted a vision towards something that's just much broader than just the management of data. And really where we're going to is a place where we want to build systems that essentially can think for themselves, powered by these AI applications that our customers are building. So this summer we announced a concept called the Vast Data Platform, which I think that the concept of a data platform is pretty well understood in the market today. You've got companies like Snowflake and Databricks that are out telling a story about that. Those systems are classically used for business reporting, data warehousing, and things like this. There's a whole other class of data that is largely being unrefined, but now can be refined thanks to things like GPUs and AI applications. And so we think of that as like natural data that comes into organizations in the form of instrument data, sensor data, images, video, things like this, things that haven't classically had structure. And if you can take this data and you can run it through a refinement process, organizations can get much smarter. And so the Vast Data Platform is something we're really excited to now be talking about. We've been working on this innovation essentially since the early days of Vast, and it combines a unstructured data store, all that kind of like that data doesn't naturally fit into a data warehouse, with a next generation database that we've invented, and then couple that with a compute engine that essentially turns unstructured data into structured data in a very simple fashion for our customers.
All right. Well, Jeff, it's been wonderful to talk with you. Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk.
Thank you for having me.